Hi, Flosstube. Betsy Klager here with Hamilton. I would be lying if I said she jumped into my arms and begged to be carried up here to film with me. That would be a total lie. I grabbed her out of her sleepy bed downstairs in the window and said, "Come on, Hammy." That's what I call her. There she is. Okay, she's had enough of mommy. I'm winded from going up the stairs and down the stairs to get Hamilton. Today is March. Okay, it's a hump day, so it's Wednesday, March 24, 2021. This Flosstube is not brought to you by Owl Kitty, but if you're not subscribed to Owl Kitty's videos on YouTube, what are you waiting for? Owl Kitty, aka Lizzie, is a cat that Hamilton and I are big fans of. And she stars, I'm really winded. It's the altitude. Of course, I've only lived here for 26 years, but Owl Kitty's father is a video editor for the ACLU, and in his spare time, he and his partner make videos of Owl Kitty, aka Lizzie, in various and sundry movie trailers. So clever. The proceeds from items that they sell in their Owl Kitty store all go to cat rescue because Owl Kitty was a shelter kitty and they saved her. So, public service announcement. I painted my nails for you today. Actually, I painted them yesterday, but I knew I would be filming in the next couple days. Husband just left for his jog. In case he comes back before I'm finished, I'm gonna start with haul. I usually start with my projects. By the way, I think I said my name. It's Betsy Klager. And this is a channel about my cross stitch and other various and sundry crafts I may have gotten into or have done in the past that I may show you. Okay. All that business is taken care of, but I'm starting with haul because if hubby comes home in the middle of this, it's curtains for me. Not really, I'm just kidding, but I want to start with haul because Needlework Expo, I've received 2 things from my Needlework Expo orders, and I'm waiting for the rest to come in, but it is going to be exciting. And I wanted to record today. I was thinking I'd wait till tomorrow because, okay, long story, boring. Somebody said that the other day on their Flosstube. I thought that was really funny. Long story, boring. Was it Rosia? I think it might have been. Anyway, Kokohama Stitchery is her name. She's a delight. I am working today, but I didn't have any video appearances, obviously, or I wouldn't be wearing a t-shirt. I didn't have depositions or anything. So I am working, but I have to leave early because I'm getting my first dose of my COVID vaccine. Yay! So I thought I wouldn't have time to record, but I'm like, screw it. There's something in my haul that I want to start today. And even though Laura, I texted her last night and I said, I got this in my haul, can I start it before my Flosstube? And she said, yes. I just didn't feel right about it, you know? Like something inside just said, wait, Betsy. That's what the voice I heard said, wait. So I'm recording today. And let me show you what that is because this is the most exciting Needlework Expo order ever. And I'm not speaking in hyperbole, or as my son would have said, hyperbole, because when he learned to read, he was a phonetic reader. He was in a, okay, sidetrack. He was in a play. He was in theater in high school. He was in a play and he played a doctor, a real jerky doctor in this play. Whose Life Is It Anyway, I think is what it's called. And he played this real jerk of a doctor. Anyway, he was complaining about lawyers. His role was complaining about lawyers and how litigious lawyers are. That was his line. He is the son of 2 attorneys, my son. And he said in the play, those attorneys, they're so litigious. He really is a smart kid, just litigious, not litigious, litigious. Hyperbole, not hyperbole. All right, stop yakking. I got this. Kathy Barrick's a Dutch sampler, which is distinguished from Hello from Liz Matthews' Dutch sampler chart and other. She has a chart, but it's also little projects within the whole package, which I am also getting. But what grabbed me was the fabric and the colors on the fabric. So of course I got the called for fabric, and the chart just came from Tinsmith's wife in Texas. Is that not gorgeous? I'm starting this tonight. I have the window open, so I hope the background noise isn't too heavy. This is the fabric. The called for fabric is Havana, the color, from Weeks Dye Works to a fat quarter. Is that color? Oh, it really clashes with the wall color. By the way, we're going to be repainting in here. This wall color was picked by my husband, and it's okay. I'm just a little sick of it. Is that, I think it's the old Weeks. If anybody wants to ask, I don't see the Zweigert orange line, so it's the old Weeks. So that, we'll see if I get frustrated with that or not. Okay. And here, oh darn, I didn't pull, okay, because I have some of the NPI silks, so I did not order all of them, and I didn't pull the ones that I already have, but these are just some of the NPI silks. Can you see? When I show it as a whip, you will see all of the silks that it calls for. And of course I went with the silks because I'm a silk enthusiast. All of you who've watched the first episode and know that I was almost censored by YouTube. The comments were, but I use a different word now. Okay, so that's number one haul. Number two haul. Okay, this is really funny. This came in the mail yesterday. Totally forgot I ordered it in August, specifically for Huckleberry Farm sampler by Blue Flower, the Blue Flower. Forgot I ordered it. And so here it came. I don't know when I paid for it, if I'm gonna get a bill for it, or if I paid for it in August. That's how much I pay attention. It is 36 count, picture this plus shale. It was worth the wait, and I'm so glad that I have not started that chart. So I have all the floss for it, so I'll just be adding this, and it'll be, it may be part of my mania, which we'll see what that's gonna look like. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's great when you order things and you forget you order them. Cracks me up. All right. The next haul item I got was my monthly Traditional Stitches Fabric Club. I belong to the R&R Fabric Club. I get a 40 count half yard every month from Traditional Stitches in Canada. And this is Winter Brew. I guess I should take it out of the package. I think the lighting is pretty good. It's sunny out here. Oops, there goes the card. I have a desk in front of me because I want to avoid turning my head, because I noticed in the first two videos, especially the first one, whenever I turned my head, you could see this. Okay, let's just have a minute here. I've had this since I was a kid. It's a double, I don't know what it is. Even when I was a skinny little kid, I had this double chin. I used to wear turtlenecks in high school and college, and everybody thought I had hickeys all the time, but really it was to hide this. And now as I've gotten older and a little heavier, it moves. And I hate it when I'm doing depositions of people on a video and I have to see myself and it moves. See, when I talk, you could see it move. I'm gonna get a scarf. I don't know, I don't really care. But I am kind of vain, if you haven't figured that out. Okay, so here's Winter's Brew. Winter Brew. Oh, a half yard. I think it's gorgeous. And I thank Laura of Brenda and the Cereal Starter for turning me on to R&R. Thank you, Laura. I owe a lot to Laura. She's the reason I came back to Flosstube. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because I thought, okay, last video, I thought I could insert pictures. Because I did it. I practiced it on my iMovie app. And it worked when I did it on a practice video that I inserted a picture. And so last video, I'm talking about the monkey girl on a toilet, and I'll insert a picture here. And guess what? There was no picture. So now I have it printed out. So here's monkey girl on a toilet. Well, they say it's a throne. Dressed monkey on the throne. Yes, we have to be hoity-toity. And the fabric came in for that. I ordered it from somewhere on eBay. It is a 16 count Aida. The color is Riviera, which I don't really understand, but it's kind of like a mustardy yellow. I thought it would be a little more yellow, but it's okay. A friend of mine that I went to college with, that she would call this color. I remember having an apartment in the 80s, and this was the color of the rug, and she called it baby poo green. But for a girl dressed, a monkey girl dressed on the toilet, that's going to be hanging in the bathroom, I think it's okay. The floss, I ordered the DMC from Keepsakes, and that's on the way. And I'm going to start it April 1st. Colleen of Rebel Designs is stitching this, and so she encouraged me, excuse me, but I'm having a hot flash. And she encouraged me. I've never done full coverage. I've been convinced I don't need to grid it. It is 16 count. I can have my special headgear to see it. So I think I could do it. Let's just see how it goes. April 1st is my start date for that. But that is, oh, okay, here's another haul item that I wanted to start using. So that's another reason I'm recording. Okay, so y'all know I love my Hamilton, right? She's my sweet girl. Christy of Crosshatch Quilts. Where did I put the book? Hold on, I'm gonna stop this video because I know I can stop it and then insert the next part, because I had the book that's part of my haul and I'm gonna go get it. Be right back. I'm back. Okay, this is the book. Lori Holt's Farm Girl Vintage #2. I also blame Liz from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch because there is a cat block. I don't want to, all right, I'm just going to show it on the cover. I don't want to show the inside with the directions. See this cat block right here? I bought the whole book because of that cat block that's going to be a Hamilton cat. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna make a project bag like Liz did. And the tutorial she put out for making a bag, and Christy is great. You know, she quilts bags, patchwork bags, and they really inspired me to make a project bag. But then I thought, well, one Hamilton really isn't enough. I'm gonna make a whole Hamilton quilt. I am so excited. I know, can you tell? I ordered this fabric from my local craft store, Fancy Tiger Crafts in Denver. They have an online store, highly recommend. Fancy Tiger Crafts, they have yarn, they have fabric, they have quilting, cross stitch, everything. They don't, I will say their cross stitch supply is limited. They have kits. They don't have lots and lots of fabric or anything like that. But you know, if you like to dabble in a lot of different things, they have online classes. If you're local, they have they'll start to have in-person classes, I suspect, maybe in the summer or fall. But it's a great store. And I saw this online because I get Instagram ads. And look at this. Look at this. How many little Hamiltons are there? This is going to be the sashing fabric. And maybe, you know, for alternating blocks, like I'll have a cat block and then a square block. That'll be this. And then a cat block. So I don't know how, it's probably going to be a lap quilt. I don't know. What do you think, Hamilton? She's sitting over here. We'll see. We'll see how many we make. So, okay. So when I originally thought I was just going to make the bag, I was at Fancy Tiger to pick this up. And I bought some fat quarters, you know, for making the cat blocks. But I don't think this is enough to make, I don't know, 8 blocks, which is what I'm kind of picturing. I don't know. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll want to make it bigger and have some more contrast. So I went online at Fat Quarter Shop and ordered a fat quarter bundle of a bunch of different colors to kind of bring, it's sort of grays and tans and kind of, you know, to offset or to enhance this. I don't know how it'll look, but I ordered more fabric is the bottom line. So we'll see when that comes. I just ordered it the other day. But this, I have a whole yard of this. So stay tuned. One might say I'm a little bit obsessed with my cat. And it doesn't help that my psychiatrist is also obsessed with cats. We bond over it. I make no secret of the fact that I suffer from depression and anxiety. I've been on medication for it for 20 years. And so I am under the care of a psychiatrist because hashtag mental health is health. And when we got Hamilton, that was a huge part of my next session with him. I go every couple months to talk about my medication and how I'm feeling. So this is me on medication. Think about that. Anyway, we talked about it and I told him he needs to prescribe for all of his patients who suffer from depression a cat. How brilliant. And for all you dog lovers out there, I have had dogs. I love dogs too. It's not anything against dogs. I personally find that Hamilton is the yin to my yang. That's all I'm saying. Okay, enough blabber. I'm so talkative, and I think it's because I'm hungry. My stomach is rumbling. Okay, my next haul item was from my friend Colleen. And if you haven't checked Colleen out, she is on Flosstube and Instagram as Moon Pie Fry, but she's got a double identity. She's actually 2 people. Rebel Designs on Instagram, and she sells needle minders. I know, and not just any old needle minder. She sells awesome needle minders. So I just had to get one for my girl monkey on the toilet. And while I was shopping on her Instagram feed, I saw another one that I just had to get. I don't know if you could see that. The one is the chimpanzee. And by the way, Laura pointed out to me, it's not a monkey, it's a chimpanzee. I know that, but it's cuter to say monkey on a toilet. So we're just going with it, okay? It says, OG Thumb War Champ. So that is the needle minder I will use on my monkey girl on the toilet. And then the other one says cuterus. Get it? It's a uterus, but it's cuterus. My health teacher growing up in middle school and high school, Mrs. Powell, was awesome. She'd stand at the front of the room, I'm not lying, and she'd say, I gotta back up for this. This is how she taught us anatomy of our private parts. She'd say, I'm a uterus, and these are my fallopian tubes. And then she would say, grab the egg from the ovary, and then it goes through the fallopian tube down to the uterus. That's how she explained it. I'm not kidding. We loved Mrs. Powell. We saw her at our 40th high school reunion. Everybody went up to her, and I saw them all going like this. They were doing the I'm a uterus, and here are my fallopian tubes. Love Mrs. Powell. She was way ahead of her time. Way ahead of her time. Okay, do I have any more? I'm talking to the ground. I do not believe I have. Oh, I lied. Of course I have a really big haul. Another one. A Dutch sampler was big haul, right? I purchased this chart from Hands Across the Sea about 2 months ago. It's a PDF download called Ann Webb 1829. Isn't it pretty? I like these. I think they're goats, and yeah, and of course a little house. So then I ordered the fabric and the silks, because I'm a silk enthusiast, from Hoop and Frame, and it just came like last week. It calls for Soie de Jais 103, the thin silk. So I did go with a 46 count fabric. Let me tell you, or it might be 45. Let me tell you what it is. If I can open it. Oh, here we go. Maybe it'll say on the order form. Oh, 45 count jersey cream. Yeah, 35 inches by 36 inches, a fat half. Wow, this is gonna be big. So it's just a neutral cream color, very soft. I shouldn't put it on my face, I have some makeup on. And here are the flosses. I realized I didn't really show you the floss. Well, no, I showed you part of the flosses for a Dutch sampler. So you'll see the rest when I have it as a whip. Here are the flosses. I like this silk a lot, the 103. I don't like it on 40 count. It's gotta be 46 count because of the coverage issue. That's just my personal preference. So I don't know when I'll start this, maybe in May for Mania. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, I'm trying to keep this all organized so that I don't have to go hither and yon to find everything I have shown. And I think that does it. Yeah, that does it for haul for this week. Okay, and now we're starting over like haul never existed if hubby comes home, right? All right, let me show you what I've been working on. And for that, I need to get my book of days, which of course is in the other room. So hold on, please. I'm back. Okay, book of days. And I am using stickers because why not? All right, I did my last Flosstube on the 11th. So I said then I was going to work on Nevermore for Stitch Asia in March, which is a hashtag started by Abby Bella Stitch. And so I picked up where I left off on Nevermore. And I worked on Nevermore 5.5 days. And when I say half a day, that means half of a weekend day and then probably lunch hour on the last day, because during Monday through Friday I do work at a job so that I can buy my goodies. Here's the chart. This is by Lila Studio, and this is for Stitch Asia hashtag, Edgar Allan Poe, Nevermore. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm using 40 count feldspar linen fabric by Picture This Plus, and all the called for floss. And there's one silk. It's all cotton, overdyed, and silk. And I made a lot of progress on this, and I didn't want to put it away. But the thing about doing Flosstube is it is challenging me to do more variety and not just pick up one thing. And I mean, that was 5.5 days. So I was committed to get a lot more done on this because I put it down when I first started it. I put it down way too early. I should have done more on it. And I wanted to kind of get caught up and get more into it. Okay, so this part up here, the black, I had already done. And I had done a little teeny tiny section of this motif. So in the last 5.5 days since my last floss tube, I did the rest of this motif and then these 3. And this part goes over a little more. So I have to come over here, do more of this, and then there's another one of these motifs here. Isn't that pretty? Oh. 1 over 1. And look at my needle minder that Darcy wants. Ha 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 ha. So I'm really happy with the progress I made on this. I love Lila Studios designs. She is such a good designer, and I love all of her designs. A Quaker's Welcome is one of my whips, although I haven't worked on that recently. Okay, so after that, I picked up my Snooty Parrots. Where are you, Snooty Parrots? I thought I was better organized. I have a basket for my floss tube where I put everything, but it's not in any order. Okay, Snooty Parrots by Barbara Anna Designs. This is a stitch along, which now I'm calling a start along. Every stitch along is now a start along, by the way. Nikki Noodles and I, well, she started it and I stole it from her, so I'm taking credit. But this is, isn't it cute? Anyway, Julie of Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Jennifer, Whistle Stop Stitcher, also started with us. But I have not seen any progress they've done recently. Jennifer, Julie, you gonna pick this up? I worked on Snooty Parrots for 2.5 days. And this is where I got. Now, oh, this is on 40 count mallow linen, which I really love. It's really sturdy. It's a Swigert. It might just be from Swigert. I don't know. And I'm using the called for cottons, not silk. This is before I discovered silk, but it is just beautiful. Okay, so before I picked it up recently, the parts I had done, let's see, we're up to, oh goodness, here. Okay, so where this thing is, this motif, if you just take a straight line, that's all that I had done. I had done, you know, this border, these motifs up to here. So in the last 2.5 days, I did the rest of this border, these additional letters, and I don't think, yeah, I didn't add anything down here yet. So I made some good progress. Part of the problem is that I was watching TV, and when there's something really good on, it's hard for me to look up from my headgear. And so I'm definitely slower stitching, watching TV than I am when I'm listening to an audiobook. Same thing with Flosstube, you know, because you got to stop it and start it and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's progress, so I'm happy that I picked it up. And I'm leaving Julie and Jennifer in the dust. I'm not competitive. Then I thought, well, you know, I want to finish one of these days. I mean, I know I finished Cat Sampler after you all politely nudged me, but I wanted to have something that I could, you know, send off and get framed and have a nice finished object. So I decided on Sunday, and maybe this will be a Sunday stitch. I don't know, I cannot commit. But I picked up on Sunday Mary Clayton by Hands Across the Sea. And I'm using the called for silks and Affogato by Fiber on a Whim 40 count. Oh my, I have magnets sticking everywhere. And I've made this one, I think I can finish by April. Sorry, I have not ironed. So what I've done since the last time I visited with you is the roof, the little brown bars here, I've done those, and then these two chimney things. So I did that on Sunday. And I'm planning on picking it up again this Sunday. We'll see. We'll see what I am moved to do. But I enjoy stitching this, but I also want the finished product. And so I lied. I worked on that on Saturday after Snooty Parrots. I worked on that and then all day on Sunday. So Saturday night I picked Mary Clayton up again, and then I thought, I'll do a Sunday stitch, because I see people who say they're going to do their Sunday stitch. And, you know, I'm not too ashamed to copy. All right, so I had a new start. And this new start is a start along that Nikki Noodles and I are doing. And Nikki, hello, I know you've been busy at work, but I haven't seen you start this. Hello. Maybe I'll win this start along. But Nikki suggested this start along because she knows how much I love my cat. I don't know where she got that idea. And this Barbara Anna design has a big old cat on it, right there. And guess who's going to be turned into Hamilton? It is called the Feathered Whisperers. It's a reproduction sampler. Calls for DMC. I just kitted it up this weekend, and I just started it on Monday night, Monday the 22nd of March. So Nikki, I'm waiting for you. Can you hear me in Australia? And I am using Platinum, Zweigart Platinum, 40 count. And so I have a little start. I think this is the top. Yes, this is the top. I am going to do it without the border. I think the border is a little overwhelming. I'm just too lazy. Too much work. And I'll show you the pattern. This is pictured without the border. There's like berries and vines. All that, seriously, it's like an inch thick, it looks like, all the way around. But this model right here is without the border, and I like the way that looks. Plus it's less stitching. So yeah, there is a hashtag for it. Hashtag Feathered Pussycat SAL. It's on, I'll put it on Instagram, and the hashtag will be on there. I am Betsy Kleger on Instagram, by the way. So I have a lot more hashtags and information there because I don't do the drop-down menu here. The only thing I put in the drop-down menu is my email address and my Instagram information. So anyway, so that was a new start. And then last night I thought, poor Anne Gott. Remember I started Anne Gott back on, where is it? Oh, I started Anne Gott on Friday, March the 5th. Anne Gott is the reproduction sampler that the Attic Needlework in Arizona is doing. And so I ordered the kit, well, the chart and the threads, the Avera Soie 103, and the fabric. Or did I use my own fabric? No. 46 count antique white. That's right. I switched over to 46 count because of the 103. I don't know if you could see that. So I worked a little bit, and all I did last night was I filled in the blue and some of the cream. I started filling that in. I guess you'd like to see the chart, maybe. Here it is. So this is the part I've done. I've started up here. Let me take it out. There's too much glare. Too much glare on there. See? I have a thing for red houses. So, did a little bit of work on Anne Gott. I was tempted to start a Dutch sampler, but I held off. I'm sorry, Laura. I did not heed your advice. Even though she gave me marching orders. Yes, Laura is giving marching orders. Just so you know. And that brings us to today. And I lied because I actually have more haul than I thought. Because this project just showed me that I missed, hold on, I have to take this off. I got this yesterday from Allison Rosie is a Crafty Girl. It is, there are 2 magnets on the bottom, and you put it on, just like a needle minder, you put it on your project, and inside you put your orts, your little threads that you cut off, and you stick them in there. Is that genius or what? Because I had to move the trash can from my office into the TV room every night to put all my threads, or else, you know, Hamilton would eat them, and that's dangerous. So, genius. I'm so excited. So I did start using that before I showed y'all. And I also lied because I got some silks in the mail for a chart that I had. And I ordered the silks from 123 Stitch. So they have come in. That's also part of haul. The Scarlet House. Here we go. This is Mary Kemp 1862. And I love that bird. Is that cool? And I love the colors. So I'll probably use stash for my fabric. I haven't decided that yet. And the silks that I got in the mail are here. And let me take them out there. Oh, they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous. Have you ever met a silk that is not gorgeous? Take a look, see. It's a combination of Belsoir and then Dinky Dyes. Here, Dinky Dyes. You know Dunkin' Donuts? Oh, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, and watched every episode a million times. And there was a scene where Kramer thought he saw, oh, who was some famous person in the Dinky Donuts. That's what they called it instead of Dunkin' Donuts. So I always called Dinky Dyes, makes me think of Dinky Donuts. Oh, so that's going to be beautiful. Don't know when I'm going to start that. As you all know, I stitch what I want when I want. No rhyme or reason. I'm inspired by other people. I'm highly suggestible. So, yeah. Who knows? Okay, so now that's everything. My works that I've worked on, my works in progress, whips that I've worked on since the last 2 weeks, and my haul. And now I want to show you 2 projects that I finished and framed myself, or finished myself, sort of framed. The first one is this design. And you know, the thing with me and charts, before I started doing floss tubes, is I really didn't take care of them. I didn't make working copies. So I don't even have this anymore because it's all battered. If anybody, I know you all are shouting at me who the designer is. And someone in the comments, please put who this designer is. But it's upside down. It's a bird standing on his head. There you go. Isn't it cute? The little bird. It really didn't take long to stitch. And I just got this board from Joann's, and I took out whatever was in here, and you could see the back. Just glued it with, no, I didn't. I lied. I used double stick tape, the double stick tapey stuff, right? So it's not that pretty, but I just have it leaning up against a bookshelf. I thought it was cute. And then the next one I did, I know the designer, it's the Blue Flower, and it's a cat. She has a series of 3 cat charts. And maybe I should have outlined the words here because it's hard to see. This is on, Murky. Yeah, picture this plus Murky. It says, "Why are you surprised?" And it shows the cat in the box, and here's the fancy cat bed, get it? And of course, the cat is Hamilton. And I put it on this little block thing. It says "Give Thanks" on it. It's like a metal thing. And I just covered it up on a sticky board. The other one I use sticky board on too. And then I use this little trim that is crooked. but you know, it's just a fun little thing. You can hang on the wall, but I just have it sitting on a ledge. I thought it was cute, so I just wanted to share that with you. And one more thing that I had with regard to my works in progress. I had been working on, excuse me, the Fruit of Plenty design by the brilliant Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery, who is not only just a genius designer, but he's a wonderful person. In fact, I urge you to watch his last, I think he posted a new video today, but his last video on his Black Lives Matter pin cushion, watch that video. His perspective and his thoughts are right on the money, and I really appreciate his commentary and why he changed the design on that chart to make it for all of us to stitch. But this is the stitch along, the Modern Folk Embroidery, that's upside down, 2021 stitch along. Gorgeous, right? I'm determined to stitch this. And through no fault of Jacob's, it has been quite a journey. The first time I started it, I used sulky thread on Mushroom Lugana 1/1. Big mistake. Took that out. Okay, I'm going to start it on 32 count linen, but the piece I had was not big enough, so I only had like 3/4 of an inch border, and the sulky just didn't float my boat. I tried to make it work. Sulky, I tried to make it work with you, okay? I gave you everything I had, but you just could not fulfill my stitching needs, and we have to part ways. I'm sorry. So now, attempt number 3, which has not been started yet, but will be started. And I know I'm going to be behind everybody, but I don't care, because there are plenty of people still just starting this. And let me show you my colors, because I went to Michael's, picked out my DMC, and I'm going to use Stash 40 count linen. And these are, I'm doing 2 colors, the 2 color choice. Here are my colors. Actually, this kind of looks like the fabric from the girl monkey on the toilet, the baby poop. But it's not. It's really actually quite pretty. I'll just take 2 of them since you'll... I actually asked a nice lady in the Michael's floss aisle, because there was another yellow I was looking at, and she said, oh no, definitely this. I described the design to her, and she said, no, go with this, which was my first instinct. So I'm going to start that. I don't know when, but it'll be within the next couple days. I'm going to finish this, Jacob. It's going to work. Okay. So that's where we are in my whips. This is going to be a whip. Come hell or high water, this is going to be a whip. And I will succeed. I will succeed. Okay. So, I want to take a moment to have a little chat about samplers. I love samplers. I stitch a lot of samplers. I'm a white person. I'm of European descent. I think my people came over on the Mayflower. That's how far back it goes. And that's my truth. That's who I am. And that's how I have viewed the world. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I have viewed the world as a white, European descended woman in the United States. That's my vision. That's where I come from. And one thing that you may be able to tell from me is I like to have fun, and I don't take anything seriously. I don't take myself seriously. But one thing I do take seriously is how I treat people and how other people are treated. So I'm thinking, how does the rest of the community, this wonderful stitching community, how does the rest of the community who might not be viewing the world and their own experience through my white European descended eyes? Our experiences have been different in this country. Every single one of us has been different in this country. And I really have been doing a lot of soul searching. And Denise of Black Ribbon Design Studios, her episode number 33. I don't put anything in the link down drop-down box. I don't link anything, but I am going to link her episode number 33 in the description box this one time because of what she said about her perspective on samplers. And I listened to Denise, and a light bulb went off in my head. Not to stop stitching samplers. That's not what she was saying. And it's important to put our defenses down. I'm going to say I'm going to speak about me, okay? I don't want to project to anybody what I think you should do. I'm just telling you about my experience, and I encourage you all to think about this. I listened to Denise. Samplers were stitched by predominantly, I'll tell you about one exception, white girls in the 1700s, 1800s, 1600s, while an entire population of Africans were enslaved. Denise's experience and her view of samplers is a hell of a lot different than mine. Do I want Denise to feel included in the Flosstube community? Absolutely. I need to honor her. I need to honor her opinion. I need to honor opinions of people from other races, ethnicities. Abby Bellastitch was looking for a Filipino sampler to stitch. She couldn't find any, so she created her own. And I think that's a great thing. I just want to be mindful that when I'm stitching my samplers, I'm looking up and looking into history of what was going on with other people during that time period, whether it's in the United States or any other country. Because that was a privileged situation to be in, to be able to learn your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s. Now there are samplers that were stitched by free black people. It hurts me to say free black people because the connotation is obviously were enslaved black people. But think about it. It was illegal for black people in this country to learn to read. But there were samplers that were stitched by educated, free black girls. So that's one route we could take, to look at those samplers. But in my mind, that's the exception. You know, it's a good thing, but it ignores the horrible experience of what the enslaved people went through. So it opened my eyes, and I encourage everybody to watch Denise and to listen to what she's saying. And let's have a discussion about it. You know, it is about stitching. It's about all of us. It's about being included, and it's about being good to people. That's all I want. I want to have fun with everybody, but how can I have fun when I know people are not feeling included? So I just wanted to mention that. And looks like my husband is home. So our timing is pretty good. I'm too self-conscious to record while he's here. So I want to tell everybody to have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye.